Here we go, here we go. We're going to pot up some beautiful, look at these guys. These are speckled Romans, about a dozen. And these are Cherokee purple, about a dozen. This is February 22nd. Started these earlier this month. We're going to pot them up, giving half of them away at least to a local church. I'll show you how to do it real quick. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so simple enough chore. Get some potting mix in here. We'll start it with this Fox Farm right here. That cannabis growers love that stuff, so I thought, well, must be something to it, and I can say that yes, indeed, that stuff works great. Now, I'm gonna do this as sloppy as possible so I can do it as quick as possible. Got a catch tray under there, not a net, so I can collect all the excess later. And this is Daddy Pete's container mix. Got some dolomite in there, dolomitic lime, I guess, vermiculite. I think it's vermiculite. The key ingredient, which is aged cow manure. That's good stuff. Getting me a little too full. I need to put some maters in there. You hear that humming? That's the heater. Notice I took my coat off because it may say 57, but it's pretty warm in here with that heater running. So let's work, I guess, on these Cherokee purples first, since they're right there. Little fork. I'm gonna put them, at least in these, I'm gonna put 2 at a time in. I need to get them out of here. So they're getting leggy. Don't want them to get root bound too quick. Of course, you can plant them as deep as you want. Just those little subterra stems will grow roots and it'll actually make it stronger. Algae in here. I thought I saw some spiderweb looking things. If you see white silk, it's a root. If you see white silk, that's a fungus, and that will dampen off your starch. So you gotta move them quick if you see white silk. And you can do that with tomatoes because you can take all the soil off. That should suffice. I mean, it still can dampen off. But when you see that, most likely it's algae. Bacteria you generally have to see under a microscope. And you can see the fungus because it'll be, more cobwebby, more silky. But when you see the green, that's algae. And that scrapes off easily. It's not really a plant, doesn't really have roots. But on the other hand, when you see algae, your chances of dampening off increase, even though it's not really caused by the algae itself. If you look here, the difference in color is just the amount of H2O in the soil. In the front, these were just added, and I bottom water, let it wick up. You can see right there, algae, right? But for the most part, it's pretty clean. And part of that has to do with it's not been so humid since these were planted because of the temperatures, the drop and the low humidity. dry air. Whereas these were started, and it was the opposite. It'd get 110 in here, 195, whatever. But more importantly, that bottom number there, it says 68. That's the humidity. That's already a little bit above where you want it. That's enough to get stuff going. You want your humidity about 40 to 60. But this is just a tunnel. There's a ceramic heater in here, but there's really no way to control the humidity in here. Other than in the summer, you can dampen it off to get the humidity up. But it's not a true greenhouse, so as far as humidity is concerned, I don't really have much to do with that. It definitely will dampen off if you don't try to do something. Been there and done that. Enough. Grab another one. Two of these. Good one to deal with. Nice and plenty. Look closer here. Yeah. Doesn't appear to be any fungus in here. Not aesthetically the best looking thing, but you know, doesn't matter because they're not going to live here forever anyway. Had to get them out so they wouldn't get too leggy. So we will carry on and finish this up. Again, it's about a dozen Cherokee Purple, a dozen Speckled Roman. And so far I haven't seen any of the fungus I was worried about. So there you go. If you see green, you have algae. And it's correlated to dampening off, but it's not the cause. You want to look for the little white, silky, fungus-looking things. Look close. Really, if you walk up and look and you can see it easily, it's probably too late. When I've had damping off, I didn't see it. It's just one day the plants are there, the next day they're damped. They're gone right at the base of the stem. So it's good to keep an eye on it. Really frustrating to get a few weeks in, the growing starts, and then they're gone. Been there and done that, trust me. So drop your comments down there, any tips for anybody reading, and let me know how your starts are going.